when we used to work together, like you said, in our past, one of the things that you always mentioned was the boring parts of AI. And you actually wrote a very nice LinkedIn post. I'll see if I can put the link for the post in the description. But he said that with all the excitement, we should not forget the boring parts of AI, because they are the most important. So, would you want to elaborate for our listeners what are those boring parts and why those are so important?
Yeah, that's a good point. And if you work in those areas, when I say boring, I don't mean that in a, in a negative way. It's just the least the less exciting, I guess, or it's another way to put it. But yeah, so when you think about data governance for building machine learning models is super important. And while tools like this large language models could prevent your team from having to deal with, let's say, building that foundational model, if you're building any sort of customization for a large language model, you're still on the hook for data governance. And what do I mean by that? So let's say you want to build a custom tailored model for a specific industry or vertical that is relevant to you. So as we know, these are very generalized models. They're trained on all the data. But if you want to say have a healthcare specific chatbot, or you may want to have a legal
Right.
expert specific chatbot, you would have to feed it either your own like additional specific industry information or your own data, your enterprise's data. So if you want to be able to introduce your own enterprise's data, first you need to figure out where is it? What is the data that I want to feed? So you need to start doing things like data cataloging and inventory. So you have to understand where it sits, how often is it updated, is it relevant anymore, do I want to feed it into the model, yes or no? So you need to have like that foundational level of governance where you first identify your assets. The other thing you have to figure out is data quality metrics. So if it's again beyond how long is it updated, is it consistent? Can you trust feeding very large volumes of data into this model to create that customization? Because whatever you train is like they say, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't have good data quality going in, then the output and the results that you get may not be as great. Lastly, it's also important to think about model performance.